Hello and welcome to the show. Nigeria is a significant producer and exporter of cashew nuts, ranking among the top global producers, particularly in Africa. So what does this mean for investors and other cashew farmers? Welcome to another episode of LCFE Market Plus. My name is Joy Osamudiamen. Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're right in time. This is LCFE Market Plus. Today we are talking about cashew export and trade. And on set with me is the founder of Alanese Agric, Dr. Olumide Akintayo. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this morning.
Thank you very much, Joy.
You're always amazing.
Yes.
You're always available, and I'm grateful.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Now let's talk about cashew trading and export. What are the profits, or what are the how profitable is this business in the commodities ecosystem?
Thank you very much, Joy. Cashew is one of the nature's blessing to this country. Like you said in the introduction, cashew is one of our major exports.
That's right.
Unfortunately, our production over the years has been declining.
Okay.
That's a story for another day, but we used to be the very top, but now we're struggling to be about one of the top 10 because other countries are beginning to up their production.
Okay.
Countries like India and Vietnam, we used to top them, but now we are struggling to. But notwithstanding, Nigeria is still one of the top producers of cashew, exporters of cashew, and we export about 250 to 300,000 metric tons
every year
annually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's one of our major cash cows, and I can tell you, it's one of the best decisions I've made in my life.
Awesome. So
profitable. It's very profitable. And the beautiful thing about cashew is that it gives you opportunity. There's a lot within the cashew value chain. So in terms of employment, it's massive. What comes to a layman when you talk cashew is think about the farmer and he thinks about the exporter. But within the value chain, this whole session we can discuss just the value chain of cashew.
Okay.
You have the farmer, which is known to everybody. But after the farmer, there's what we call the aggregators or the sub-buyers in our own trade palette. Then you have the local buying agents. Then you have the merchants. Then you have the exporter. Then whosoever is importing at the other end. But aside those, there are other value chain attached. You have the trucking agents. We do a lot of logistics. Okay. We move lots of goods, to the port cities. Okay. There are people who occupy that. That's what they do. They provide those trucks. There are people who supply inputs. One of the things we use is jute bags. I know somebody who is doing lots of millions of naira
by supplying
hundreds of millions of naira by supplying just jute bags, because I know how much I pay him every season, and I know he has people like me, even bigger than me, several, so he imports those jute bags. That's his own business. That's what he doesn't have time to trade. That's what he majors on. Okay. There are other inputs like quality equipment, that people do. That's not talking about the labor, because we package these things for export up country. So we have lots of young people and women that work at our warehouses. Okay. And I can tell you, for Kogi, for example, I am not sure you have less than 5,000 to 10,000 warehouses.
Wow.
Yes, and each one at least will use about 20, depending on how big, to 50 young and women. So multiply that, you know. So like I tell people jokingly, we literally control the economy where we trade. The banks are happy when we're around.
Okay.
All the business value chains, because we bring in money. At my level, I bring in billions of naira to trade in those communities, and there are, I mean, thousands of people like me
doing
who
the
come.
Same thing.
So you can, in your head, imagine the volume of money that comes in. This year, cashew was sold as high as 2.2, 2.3 million
per ton.
Yes.
Wow.
An export-ready cashew ex-Lagos warehouse went as high as that. So multiply that by the tonnage I told you, 300,000. That will give you the total amount that
what you're looking at.
Yes, what you're looking at.
You know, now we are talking about and exploring the opportunities in cashew trading and export. I don't want to believe that there are no challenges in this business. Right? So someone who wants to start exporting and trading cashew nuts in Nigeria, what are the challenges to foresee and how can they combat them?
The first challenge you will have to battle is barrier to entry.
Barrier to what?
Entry.
Barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard that.
Barrier to entry, I can say it's high because, like I told you, a ton, for example, is about 2 million. Now it has dropped actually. It's around, but during the season, now we are in off season. During the season, it went as high as what I told you, about 2.1 million, 2.2. So, if you want to, for example, be supplying ex-Lagos, multiply that, you probably need around 17 million to 70 million.
So
that barrier to that barrier to entry is one challenge that most people might struggle with, but that also has a way around it.
Okay.
The way around that is you don't need to start big, go local. So there are lots of value chain that I listed earlier. You can decide to key into one of the little value chain, so you can be making local supplies with your little money, and and still do business. So when we talk, people quickly think about export. I don't know why, but export is not meant for everybody.
All right.
The cashew allows you to operate at different levels. What ultimately matters to you is that you are making money. Like I jokingly tell people, you won't take money you make locally to your wife and say, "Madam, take," and you say, "Did you make this from export or from local trade?"
Okay, she won't ask you.
She won't ask you. What matters is that
just spend.
Yes, you understand. So ultimately, at that level, you want to start as low as possible. Okay, so that's challenge number one. Challenge number two is multiple taxation.
Okay.
Multiple taxation. I mean, if I'm going to move a trailer load of cashew from Kogi, for example, to Lagos, just on government, locally alone, on government revenues, I would spend about 500,000 on a trailer load, 30 tons trailer load. That doesn't include what the truck will spend in transit. I'll have to give my escorts another 200,000 naira to be settling forces and checkpoints on the road until that truck, like I'm carrying what is not lawful. You understand? So multiple taxations and checkpoints and all those, that's a challenge. But again, I want to look at the challenge and the fact that if people are doing it, we are finding a way around it ultimately.
All right.
Okay, but if government can work on those kind of areas, that will have probably helped to make it easy for us. more recently, labor. Young people are no longer wanting to do hard work.
Because I'm coming to the case of young people.
Yes.
If we're talking about cashew export and trade,
yeah.
and we want to see, okay, how can people plug into this value chain of
agriculture? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But the labor I'm talking about is warehouse labors.
Okay.
Young people don't want to do hard work again, like they used to. Most of them are more attracted by Yahoo. So I'm telling you, real life. So this year was one of our major challenges. Having labor. You understand? Another problem will be port congestions and problem from the cargo is now in your warehouse in Lagos. Between the warehouse, that also falls back to the multiple taxation I spoke about. Port problems. So all across, there are challenges, but again, the fact that those challenges are there and people are still doing it, it means there's still an opportunity for people to go in. It just means that we can do better if those challenges were worked around.
All right. So talking about opportunities for people to go in, what are the investment opportunities in cashew export and trade?
Like I said in the beginning, that we used to be the largest producer of cashew, but now we're struggling to be one of the top 10. So the first area of opportunity is in the farming, cashew farming. Many years ago, 2016 precisely, I went to a land called Ogbomoso and I bought 50 acres. And I decided to start planting cashew. Why? Because I've been trading it for some years, so I saw the gap. Without farming. So I saw the gap that this farming is the future. The way this price. Let me shock you. I joined cashew. The year I joined cashew, my first year that I joined cashew, I bought a ton of cashew for 20,000 naira, 25,000 naira per ton.
Wow.
It's the same thing I'm telling you now, that it's now about 2 million, per ton. So, but I saw it then that this thing, there's an opportunity. Let me farm this thing, So I went to do the farm. It was tough. One of the things that put some of my friends that I told off was I'll have to wait till like 7-8 years before I can get some good profits. But guess what? That year came. This year, that farm rewarded me in a very, very interesting way.
And that's good. So,
you understand?
So it's worth the patience.
Yes. And then the beautiful thing is that the reward will be increasing as you go. So you can expect to be cashing out for the next 20-30 years. If you can endure that 7 years of continuous inputs into it. But that is the biggest area of need now for cashew. The production side, we need more people to farm cashew. Because like I said, from 20,000 naira per ton to 2 million naira, that's huge.
That's a huge.
You understand? So that's the number one area of opportunity. There are several. Another area is I'm not even talking about trading like I'm doing. Other sub areas like the input I said. Like I said, I know somebody who imports jute bags for cashew supplies, input supplies. Those are areas of opportunities. And another area I shared with you some days ago, market brokerage. I shared that with you some time ago. That's one area people don't even know exists. Every commodity market has brokers, and there are people who their own job is simply connecting the buyer to the seller and being paid their commission.
Like an agent.
Yes, but that's a whole massive industry that is even untapped. So you are saying, no, I don't even have capital to plant cashew farm. I'm not having capital to trade. I'm not having capital to whatever. you can be within the brokerage sector where you are brokering trades and deals and getting your cut. Another area of opportunity is the transport that I told you.
Transportation.
Yeah. Not just as a transport owner, even as a transport agent. I mean, I know somebody who, when I first joined Cashew business, his best vehicle was an old 504. This person now is just an agent. Is a trucking agent. When we need to load he arranges for those trucks, you understand? He's not, and he gets his cuts from it.
Okay.
Now, the last I checked, I think he has up to 10 trucks of his own.
Wow.
Yes. So I saw him literally grow from this to that. You know, he has lots of investment in real estate now, married several wives, and he's doing fine for his life. You understand? So I'm not even talking of owning the trucks now. You are even a truck agent.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity within that space. Then we talk about owning the trucks, and then several. I've not spoken about trading. I've not spoken about even the exports. So you can add that to that and see that there's a whole lot within the agri.
So talking about the trading, where can you play?
So depending on your capital, your capital decides where you're playing.
Okay.
So you can decide, like I've outlined the value chains, you can decide, oh, based on my capital, I can best fit into the farming sector. Oh no, I want to be in the aggregator section. That's where my capital can be. Okay, that's lesser capital. To be in the aggregator, it'll be lesser. You need lesser capital. You buy, you sell to warehouses up country, and you can go back quickly. They pay you, you go back and buy again, and you can do more turnover. Then you can move to the merchant section. Okay, those ones buy from up country, add export value. Okay. Sell it to the port cities, either Port Harcourt or Lagos. Okay. And they can go back and do their turnover. Okay. Okay, then the final one is the exporter, who buys it at the port city here, brings his container, does his papers, and then move it outside the country. But even at each of those levels, there's a subsection of those levels. So there's a sub-aggregator section. Okay. So even if you are saying, no, I have too much, I don't have enough money to, there's a sub-aggregator. A sub-aggregator buys and gives to an aggregator. Okay. So even at the merchant level, there's a sub-merchant. So a sub-merchant buys and gives to a merchant. Wow. At the exporter level, there's a sub-exporter. So there's a whole lot of so you can buy the sub-exporter feeds to an exporter. So there's a lot. So if you meet me one-on-one, for example, the first thing I'll ask is what capital are you trying to play around with? So that will help me decide where you best fit in. Okay. Okay. So your capital decides, but within the trade, there's a lot of opportunities that you can explore. All right. It's been a great time talking with you about cashew export and trade. Yes.
I'm pretty sure you've learned so much about cashew investment and trade in today's episode of the program. But before we leave, I want our guest in the house this morning to give us something. What's one word for our audience, please, before we go?
Yeah, thank you very much, Joy. So someday I was meditating and I asked myself a question. If there was a time travel machine and I could travel back to a younger me, what honest advice will I have given myself? And this is honestly me, because it was something that came out of deep meditation. I would have actually told my younger self to plug in very early into cashew trading. Even as a student, I will have gone to mentor, because funny enough, where I was schooling, I passed through cashew traders. Interestingly, in the universities, I didn't know that this would be my future. So if I could tell my younger self, I will have been going to mentor apprentice with them, and over time start trading pretty early, and from the profits I will have gotten a cashew farm and planted. I probably won't be at this level. I most likely would not have been in this level. I would have been far from where I am now. It will have given me an advantage. So I'm saying to every young person out there, this is me speaking to you now. Don't wait till you are older and you tell yourself that you know, if you are young, go to any cashew trader around you and apply to be an apprentice. Gradually start trading, and I can tell you the future you will thank you. That's my 2 cents for you. I hope it helps.
Now, if he said he started long time ago, he wouldn't have been in this level. This level that you are, you still wouldn't have been in this level. Oh my God. All right, it's been a great time this morning. So till I come your way same time next week, do well to follow us on all our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do have a great week. Bye for now.